Hello, welcome to Glutensure. Today we are making sorghum flour cookies. These cookies are absolutely delicious with gorgeous, crunchy crust and a chewy middle. I'll be sharing a lot of tips and tricks throughout the video, so please watch until the end. So now let's begin. The butter is at room temperature and is soft. In a mixing bowl, add the butter and whisk it together with sugar. You can also use powdered sugar in this step. In the recipe, you will also find alternates if you want to skip granulated white sugar and use jaggery or honey instead. Butter and sugar are well combined. I'll sieve together sorghum flour. To this, I will add cornstarch, which is my binding agent, and then also rice flour. And then next, I'm adding baking powder and salt. So I'll sieve together all of these just to make sure there are no lumps and the baking powder gets mixed into the entire flour mix. And now with the help of a spoon, I will mix together the butter sugar mixture with the flour mix. Then I'll add oil. Oil helps make my cookies crispy and I can save a little bit on the calories. You can also substitute the oil with butter. Now I'm adding almond flour. Almond flour gives a very soft texture to the cookies. You can substitute it with chickpea flour or any other gluten-free flour. I'm also adding cardamom powder for flavor. If you prefer using vanilla essence, you can also use 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Next comes honey. It gives a nice warm flavor to the cookies and also it gives a chewy texture. If you are not a big fan of using honey, you can use granulated white sugar instead. And now I start mixing it with my hand. What I'm looking for is for the dough to come together in the form of a ball when pressed like this, as shown here. Just use a little bit of pressure to mix it all together. Add a little bit of milk. It's just a tablespoon of milk that I've used here. The dough looks crumbly, but it will come together very soon. You'll see that you'll be able to combine it into a soft dough like this. Our dough is now ready. What I do is I use a tablespoon measure to scoop out the dough and then just flatten it and put it onto a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Scoop out all of the dough into small cookies. You can also use a different shape of cookie mold. And then using a fork, I'm pressing it down just to make small ridges on the top. That just gives a classic shortbread look. I grew up having naan khatai, so it kind of reminds me of naan khatai. And then I've also added chopped pistachios, which is optional. If you're not a fan of chopped nuts, you can completely skip it. Or you can use another topping of your choice. now I have decorated all my cookies and I've shaped them and I'm ready to bake them. Oven, which is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We are baking them for 12 to 14 minutes. After about 10 minutes, I'm rotating the tray just to make sure these get baked uniformly. And now, look at the beautiful color, golden color of our cookies. Transfer them along with the parchment paper onto a wire rack and let them cool completely. Look at the texture. It's nice and chewy in the middle and crispy on the edges. And there you have it. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to hear how your cookies turned out. Please leave a comment below. And also, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.